You guys are pieces of shit. I'm gonna sue you dumb bitches for millions now.
What's your name, bad number?
Yeah.
I don't like your f***ing attitude already.
Okay.
Each one of these jackboot thugs sitting here now is literally a Nazi.
Listen to me real fucking carefully.
Sir.
I ain't Willy Wonka. I don't sugarcoat shit, sweetheart.
You is not gonna put your hands on me, bro. I swear to God, you is not, dude. You is not. I'm not going across the street, you coward.
This is definitely a public area.
You done violated my First Amendment rights. You done violated me.
Look it up. No, look, I walk this way. No, I walk this way then.
Say it to my face. I bet you won't. Yeah, where the hell's Ming Lang? He's very horny.
I actually don't have to answer any goddamn questions because I have a Fifth Amendment right.
Now that tells me he wants to shoot me. That tells me he wants to riddle my body with bullets.
You're gonna piss me off, buddy boy, you're gonna learn.
Trash cop, pig, checking out the public space. Ooh, you got the Hershey Kisses. Awesome.
She's kidnapped me now. That's kidnapping.
Touch me again. Touch me again. You're calling the fucking cops? Yeah, fuck off, asshole.
What are you gonna do?
Close the door.
I can't hear you.
I don't care. Go with me. Go with me. I don't like you.
Buddy, what? I ain't your buddy. Your buddy's in your fucking. Your buddy's in your pants. I ain't your buddy.
I'm not gonna slow anything. You don't tell me what to do, sir. This is my freedom of speech. You don't like it? Get to work.
Get your face out of my face.
No, get your hand out of my face.
You came up to me.
Your hands are in his face, son.
Tell your boy, he puts his hands on me again illegally, I'm gonna fuck him up.
I'm here doing my job, working 12-hour shifts every day.
Yep, I'm doing my job.
Yep.
You're dark.
Basically,
Shut your mouth and go back to work.
What's your name?
What's your name?
It's my right. I make the quadruple as you. Have a nice day. You're rude. You look miserable in life.
I'm not detained. I'm not a suspect. If you touch me, we're gonna have problems. You're right. I'm allowed to defend myself.
You're a fucking lesbian. You wanna put my dick in you?
I'm suing everybody.
I'm suing everybody.
I cannot redo my intro video because I everything is there. I tried to do a second one and I was like, man, the first one is so much better. So
May I be honest with you? I've been saying the same thing for the last like 3 weeks. We've had so many golden videos over the last 3 months. 3 weeks, excuse me. I've said the same thing. I'm like, you know what? I need to do a new intro. Fresh content, because there's so much gold out there right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Will. Hello, David. How are you guys?
Hello. I like that new intro.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're new. I hadn't seen parts. I hadn't seen that whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Your intro.
It's the same one since the beginning, but that's what I was telling Will. I want to make another one, but it's hard to find that many good quotes, you know. But there's good stuff.
It's a great intro. It's a fantastic intro, honestly.
I mean, it's pretty all there, you know. All the grift is pretty well exposed in 2 minutes.
I will tell you something. Every clip that it's like I remember when I watched it for the first time and the first few times. Anytime someone would say something, I would immediately want to respond like that. Then the next guy would say the next quote, and I'd be like, "Oh, I gotta say this." Then the next guy, you know. So it does. It gets a reaction. It gets people thinking. It's great.
Yeah, hopefully. How was your week, Will, as a frauditor basher?
Good. No complaints.
Nothing special.
That's for sure.
All right. Had a good video tonight. Yeah. I saw that we made the video. We used the same video of audit everything that got arrested like a moron.
Everyone did the same video.
Yeah, no, everybody, absolutely everybody.
I'm proud to say mine was first. Mine was first.
Not that long before. I could have posted mine like 8-9 hours before, like at 2 a.m. Yeah. But I restrained myself, sadly. Everybody made that video. That was crazy. But
I've got a new name for his channel. If he wants to, he ought to consider it anyway. I think he's the perfect candidate for the name. Really Stupid News Now. What do you think?
I mean, yeah.
Well, hold on. What's the difference? Oh wait, I can't use that joke. You used it this morning. What's the difference between audit everything and stupid? The spelling. You used that this morning on Hedge's stream, David. I can't say it.
The guy is something else. I mean, come on. He's special. He has his own unique style and his own unique, vibe.
I'll just tell you guys super quick. I have a I have the clip when he was being soaked with water at the airport. It's because I have it as a short, and for whatever reason, I keep turning on and watching it. Hezekiah's here. I keep playing it as a loop, and what's funny is, when you use CarPlay on your phone, it plays whatever's in the background. So my wife is sick and tired because I'm driving around, and you just hear, get behind the fans. I ain't get behind the fans. Look what you're doing. Get behind the fans. She's just hearing it over and over and over again.
I think it would help him a lot, though, if he learned how to speak, English. Just a thought.
Yeah, he tried though. I mean, come on, man. Look at the guy. He do his best. Don't be too rough with him. He clearly try his best. He's probably very tired at the end of the day. So don't push it too much. Learning full English now. I mean, come on. You guys are rough with him. I'm gonna start to defend him a little bit. The video that was funny though is the video of the other side, like Josh Abrams that made a video calling him a victim, a complete like a social injustice, and he got arrested way too quick. And you should see the edit that he made of his video.
Dude,
like at no point he specified the guy was trespass. At no point he specified. You know what I mean? It's just the cop arresting him at the end. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry, Will, go for it.
Well, anything Josh Abrams does, I refuse to watch.
I saw AFA's video, and I'm like, what video were you watching? What content creator were you watching? Because it's not the video you just showed us.
The manipulation was my vicious. That's the thing, we manipulate a little bit what we do. Obviously, by editing, we manipulate the message. So we do it, but they do it at another level. You know what I mean? They really do it to a level where it's shameful. But whatever.
Well, we edit for clarity. We edit for clarity and narrative. They edit to change the meaning.
He did for the rhythm and the humor. So it's not like I don't change. And that's thank you for saying that, because that's what I was about to say. Is like I edit, but I use the whole video. Yeah, I'm not gonna show everything because sometimes the video is like an hour, and I'm gonna show 20-30 minutes. But I'm gonna show everything that happened. You know what I mean? If the cop show up, if the cop doesn't show up, everything will be specified. I'm not gonna, make you believe that something else happened. But those dudes, Jesus Christ.
Not even that. I mean, the way I try and build videos on my channel, quite frankly, I'm okay if there's an auditor out there that does everything right and he gets screwed by the police. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
For me,
it's
about being subjective and saying what's actually there without creating an alternative narrative behind it. And
but
but
by choosing your video, you make a choice. You know what I mean? You make a choice, a narrative choice by the video you choose to talk about.
Well, yes and no. And you know what? That's more. But here's why I say that, because I think that's more of modern auditing. There were videos in the past where people were filming on a sidewalk. There's a video of one hand. What's his name with one hand? Wolverine Transparency. And he was filming on a sidewalk, and I didn't necessarily see anything wrong with his audits. But then once the police came, then it was the whole and that's where everything got out of control. And I said on the video, I said I had no problem until the police were called and until he started acting up. I think that's where it comes to being subjective, calling it as it is without creating alternative narrative. I didn't just say, "Oh, look at this bootlicker on the sidewalk," or look at this landlord on the sidewalk. I think there's a huge difference.
What amazes me is that they can change the narrative while the video is still running, and a lot of the folks that watch their channels will go with the narrative rather than their own eyes.
Exactly. The video proved they're wrong while they're doing it, and they're still telling us something else. And then you check the comment, and it's like, people just, I understand that they don't want to, see the other side. I get it. But sometimes it's in the video. It's right there. You see it. I know the guys say otherwise, but it's right there. Anyway.
But understand these content creators have a very specific audience, and their audience, it's not even about seeing reality. It's about seeing or saying what they have been told is true, and they have a community behind them that'll pat them on the back. I've seen live streams.
It's about sustaining the grift too. They want to sustain the grift as long as they can.
Right.
And more they can get that story out there.
Oh,
we're gonna skip look, we have a little Tyrant Slayer here that the only argument he has, of course, is to insult. So
Well, I don't even know who this. Hold on, I don't even know who this is. Hold on, who's that?
Well, I mean, Tyrant Slayer, that says a lot. Just the name that says to you that he used the word tyrant to talk about law enforcement.
No, that's a really effective argument there, Slayer.
Right
Insult people without showing yourself.
That's not the real one, is it? Because that's different thumbnail. Is there two Tyrant Slayers?
I don't feel played personally.
I'm just, I have no idea who that is. I'm just, I enjoy the freedom of speech. So, he expressed himself and I show it. I'm going to show a little thing here. Please explain. She's in the Philippines. I mentioned it a lot. I'm going to do it one last time. Just for you, just another nut. Love the name. She said, your mom is something or you something like that. So it's, you cannot really translate it word for word. No, exactly. So it's your mom is something, or your mom did something with you that's wrong, something like that. It's a classic Filipino insult when you just want to get in someone's face. So there it is. Just Google it or whatever. What did you say?
It's the American equivalent of "Hey, yo, mama."
Yeah, but it's very insulting. It's very, very insulting. The French has fils de pute, so it would be son of a whore. So it's the type of the same thing. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about, my God, a great man, a good man, a pioneer, an icon, Joshua Lanto, is it that name? Joshua Lanto?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Joshua
well, what is your first impression of Joshua Lanto?
I look at him and I think if this is one of the people that is supposedly protecting our rights and saving our nation as a whole, I'll move somewhere else. And if I can't move somewhere else, I'll be the first to jump off the bridge. If this is the guy that's fighting for our rights and fighting for equality in our nation, I don't want to be here. I don't. If that's how desperate our country has fallen to, I don't want it. I don't want it.
One thing I don't get is what are they exactly? They're fighting for? They're out there making America safe so that we can all do something nobody wanted to do in the first place.
Well,
I really
not
don't
even that, David. They're fighting for our rights, trying to protect our nation by filming a random private bank.
Yeah, I mean that makes all kinds of sense to me.
Yeah,
it does. Before we're gonna watch, Will, you're the one who came up with that this week. You want to watch the what's his name? Andre Sloan. Andre Sloan. Yeah, his video. He made one of his when he exposed the criminal record of someone, and we're gonna watch that. It's a long video though. It's 40 minutes. I don't want to watch the whole thing. Did you already watch it, Will?
I like having an objective eye, so I don't actually. If we're gonna watch it on the stream, I don't watch it until we watch it on a stream.
All right, so we're gonna check, but we're gonna have to skip some time because it's a very.
We can
long
do
video,
that,
so.
or do half now, half next week, because I only have until about 10 of 8 anyway. So.
Yeah, I'm done by 8 too. So
the wife has a tight leash. She wants to go out to dinner. So
wow. All right, so all right, I'm just checking the comment real quick. Tyrant Slayer, it's a bunch of stuff, but I don't really clear. I don't know. It's funny. He's funny. He's funny. Whatever. He says a bunch of crap. So we're gonna check the video. We're gonna start it and check where it goes and adjust. Whoops, that's not a good one. All right.
Well, anyways, in the middle of all this, a criminal, drug-abusing fraud by the name of Joshy Boy, who's from the channel Broken System, Broken Trust, began to call me out also.
Oh.
Like this guy doesn't have a seriously checkered past and shouldn't be calling someone else out. And like I owe a criminal, a drug abuser, and a frauditard any explanation for anything. Like I'm going to give my personal information to a derelict like Joshy Boy. Now, I can't say Josh's whole name on here because I know Joshy Boy is such a pussy. he would privacy strike me in a heartbeat. That's how all of these fake journalists are out there. These fraudulent freedom fighters of the First Amendment who are all for the First Amendment when they are making their demands for transparency. But when it comes to the transparency of their past, oh, how quick they become hypocrites. And they try to shut down another channel's First Amendment rights with fake copyright strikes, I should say, and false privacy strikes. And I cannot stand hypocrites like that. So let's talk about the military failure, the deadbeat father, the narcotic drug abusing fake journalist, and First Amendment freedom fighter fraud that he is. All right, ladies.
Man, that was a rough intro. He really put his heart into it. Huh?
Andre
really
Sloan
disliked
doesn't
it.
mess around. Andre Sloan does not mess around with those guys.
I mean, he deserved it. He deserved the heat. He's everything you just described. So I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, Joshy Boy has at least 20 vehicle and traffic violations, at least 12 criminal charges with at least 2 felony convictions. He's got 1 open misdemeanor warrant at this time.
The almighty boot is here.
Who's that?
Oh, you still don't know? You know, I told you before. It's the boot. Boot Productions, the almighty boot.
Oh, hey, boot.
I don't know. We say a lot of stuff, man. I don't remember everything.
Exposure. The boot is the second next to our Lord and Savior, the almighty boot. You have to. All must hail the almighty boot.
Wow. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm gonna take a note. Okay, like, so is it like a channel or something? If you just
in your chat, Boot Productions.
It's in my chat. Okay, Boot Production. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, and all hail the boots. All right.
Not read the text.
I'm right there. All right, let's go. Okay. Okay. All right.
Sorry, Boot. I was trying to plug you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good because now I remember now that you did that once, and I had no idea what you were talking about. And
now you have a slight idea what I'm talking about.
But now I'm gonna remember it. So that's great. That's great. Take me 2 times sometime. It's good.
All right, carry on with the video. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just checking real quick the chat, but man, the Tyrant Slayer, like he's all. Thanks for the engagement, man. Like you do realize that it's good for us, all right? So.
Tyrant Slayer needs to take some medication of some sort.
Well, it's okay, man. Freedom of speech.
15 civil cases against him. Who the heck has 15 civil cases against them? That's just unfathomable. Well, I guess Joshy Boy does, folks. So let's get right into his past. So as we look right here on December 13, 2005, out of Kego Harbor, Michigan, he was charged with disobeying a traffic signal, and he was given a $240 fine or fees. Go ahead to May 28th, 2006. He had a traffic offense.
Just before, because I just read the list real quick. Those are all things that you can so easily avoid if you're not like lazy and you know what I mean. All those things are so easy. Oh my, Josh.
That's all it says, honestly. Traffic offense out of White Lake, Michigan, and then there was nothing further whatsoever on that case. And we go ahead 3 months now to August 10th, 2006. He had a registration or plate violation at a
I'm sorry, but I have to comment this one. The system is corrupt. We totally agree. Nobody says otherwise. Law enforcement has problem. Government has huge freaking problem. That's not the point of any of this. What we are saying is that frauditing doesn't help any of it. That's what we're saying. And not only doesn't help, it make it worse. So that's it. That's the point. We agree.
And something Hezekiah says a lot. Well, there's something Hezekiah says a lot I think is pertinent here. You know, their response to everything is, well, cops are bad. Well, there may be bad cops. I'm sure there are. But you know what? Has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
That's not the point. I'm not talking about law enforcement on this channel. That's not the point. They are there because they being called by the frauditor. You know what I mean? They're the one responsible for them being called. So they don't want to be there. I don't want them to be there, but they are there. The problem is that with the government, and I agree that there's a lot of corruption. I never said otherwise. But if you think that a junkie with a phone in the air, acting like a moron, like auditing everything, are going to help in any way, I mean, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're
right.
wrong.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
A default judgment out of Pontiac, Michigan, and he was given a $130 fine and fees. Going to go ahead to about a year and a half, and on January 30th, 2008, that 08 was messing me up. He got a ticket for expired plates out of Royal Oak, Michigan. He was found guilty, given a $115 fine and fees. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead that same day. He was ticketed for no proof of insurance, also out of Royal Oak, and he was found guilty of that charge, given a $175 fine and fees. So he walked out of court that day, $290 poorer. And we go ahead, 11 months, 10 months, and on 11/24/2009, he's ticketed for driving while his license was expired out of Waterford, Michigan. That charge ended up being dismissed. And we go ahead 2.5 years, 2 years and a couple months. And on January 18th, 2012, he's picked up 2 charges, both out of White Lake, Michigan. He got an equipment violation. The equipment was either defective or missing. And he got a driving while license suspended, revoked a charge. Both of those charges ended up getting dismissed.
I think a part of...
Yep.
I'm sorry. I think it's real quick. I think a part of what enables these idiots to continue to have these traffic infractions is the fact that the prosecution is so quick to decline these charges for no reason.
Yeah, you're right. They do dismiss pretty quickly.
And it's like that's why they continue to get away with it. How many times? I don't remember the auditor's name. Dummy Kruger covered him like 10 times, but it was like his 8th time, like 7th or 8th time. Finally, the police actually arrested him for driving with a suspended license and without a registration on his vehicle. And I'm like, why wasn't he arrested the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th time?
Yeah.
And Tyrant Slayer is saying no victim, no crime.
Yeah, I know, that's what.
All right, I got to address that. Hang on, guys. I got to address that. This whole no victim, no crime thing is a crock. That the victim is the potential. 99% of the laws written in this country are to prevent victims, not to create them. And just because you get lucky and drive drunk and don't hit somebody doesn't mean it's legal. I don't care what John Felix says. Right. That's the biggest crock in the world. Laws are there to protect people from becoming victims, not waiting until they become victims before you can do anything about it. Correct. Tyrant Slayer has just shown that he is a complete idiot.
Yeah, and by the way, it's not, of course, because you do realize that every state has a constitution, and that the 10th Amendment in the Constitution give them that right, and that's where those things are, and they are laws, and you have to follow them, and it's not unconstitutional. You don't know what you're talking about. But thanks for the engagement, man. I like it. Yeah, go for it, Will.
I don't mean to butt in, but I think this should be. Say, can you just pull up Nerd Girls World's comment?
Mm-hmm. Which one?
The last, not the last one, the one before.
The one before. Yeah. What, this one?
Yes. I don't know if you know, Frauditor Terminator 365 was a beloved friend of the community. Unfortunately, he passed away yesterday.
Oh, shit.
He had a small channel, and his daughter put out a community post. I think, if you don't mind, I apologize for butting in. And David, I know you're well aware of it, but if we could just have just a brief moment of silence for our friend Frauditor Terminator. He was a beloved friend, a huge supporter in the community, and many hearts are broken that he's passed away. So if you're okay, Exposé, if we could just have a brief moment of silence for our friend Frauditor Terminator.
We're doing it.
Thank you for that.
No problem. I'm really
Carry on.
cool with it. I mean, yeah. Sorry for the people, of course, that knew him and everything.
Yeah, he didn't. He was live streaming 2-3 times a week. He was funny. He was great. He's like, hey, get rid of that guy. No. Tyrant Slayer, get rid of him. Get rid of him. No.
That's such a.
Either you get rid of him or I leave. I'm not gonna deal with that crap. I'm not dealing with it.
Seriously, come on. I don't like to kick people out, man. I mean,
you saw that last. You see what you.
I know, but I mean, I agree that it's okay. Like this is my point about it. No. Let me just don't go. Let me just say something first, okay?
I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna say I'm gonna block him and not see him. Carry on.
Okay, yeah, just block him or whatever. Okay, but hear my point. I believe in the freedom of press in a way that if someone says things that are insanely horrible, he exposes himself as an insanely horrible person. And that's also what freedom of speech is. And I respect it to that extent. Unless you like threat someone, the life of someone, or do something like to incite someone to be like armed or kill or whatever. Not killed. Shit, YouTube. Sorry for that one. But sometimes it's displeasing. It's horrible. It's but it's what it is, man. And I have to go with that, bro. I have to go with that. And unless he start to like threat people and he only say like shit like that, because right now he look like a fool. And people can see it. You know what I mean? So it's like he exposed himself. So when people goes on YouTube and write horrible stuff, they expose themselves as horrible people, and I mean, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
And not everybody is gonna go with it and everything. I'm gonna check. If you push it just to push it, just to be a dick, I'm gonna take it out. Okay, but I mean, come on, we talk about freedom of speech all the time, man. I mean, are we cool?
No.
Are we cool, Will?
Of course we're cool. I'm just so like, how ignorant do you have to be? I mean, they always
I know.
That's all. Yeah, we're good.
We're not gonna debate on how stupid. We're not gonna debate on how stupid it was. We're debating on his right to say it in a way, and it's pretty much what we talk about all the time. I have to go with it. I'm sorry. I'm keeping an eye on it. Okay, and if really you really start to feel that he's pushing it, just tell me. I'm gonna do something, but I just don't like to kick people out, man.
It's consistency. It's a great consistency to have. I have the same feeling on my channel. People can come and say what they want, but then when people are so ignorant about people that can't defend themselves,
I know, man.
I'm like,
I know.
That's pretty low.
That's
it is. Oh, it is. It is.
But
we agree on
you're
that.
Right. We're good. Let's move on.
All right. Just a second. All right, we're back.
And we go ahead now to October 7th, 2014. He's got another equipment violation out of White Lake, Michigan. At that time, he had a judgment rendered against him, and he got a $110 fine and fees. On April 22nd, 2015, he disobeyed a traffic signal out of White Lake, Michigan, pled guilty to a charge of impeding traffic, and was given a $130 fine and fees. And then on November 15th, 2017, he picked up an equipment violation, defecting or missing equipment, out of White Lake Township again, and that charge was dismissed. Now, March 5th, 2019, he picks up 2 charges, a registration or plate violation and failure to stop in an assured cleared distance. Out of White Lake Township in Michigan. The registration or plate, he had a default judgment and was given a $205 fine and fees. The failure to stop, he was also had a default judgment and got another $205 fine and fees. So he walked out of court that day $410 poorer. Well, we're going to move ahead now to 6/29/2021, a registration or plate violation out of White Lake. He had a default judgment, was given a $205 fine and fee.
Hello?
You paused it?
Well, I pause it.
I'll just say this. I'm curious how much he's racked up in fines to this point. He must
I'm
have.
curious
I mean,
how many
I
he's
think at this
paid.
point, what's he up like? At least like 3, like wow, like 7-8 grand, David.
Yeah, something like that. I'm curious how much he's actually paid of it. You know, because normally courts, they kind of tend to forget about him after a while, and then they discover later this guy isn't paid. Well, I'm just curious how much of that he's actually paid.
Well, Audrey on some of his videos has been like, yeah, he had this fine, it wasn't paid.
We have that fine, it wasn't paid.
So I'm kind of like,
Yeah, you're right.
I'm curious. I mean, did he actually pay
these fines?
Could be.
Exposé, you there, man?
Did we lose him?
I think we may have.
Wonder if his internet crashed or something. No, he's still on here though.
He's still on there. I think his internet's probably lagging, or maybe he stepped away to use the toilet.
Well, that could be too. But
I've done it many times. But no, it's okay. So while we're waiting. Okay, so
Boot Production has said
No. I'm there. Sorry.
No.
Okay, you're okay, good.
Oh, Boot Production has said it's a corrupt government. So BSBT has gone on this tirade saying, "Oh, I've been held back in life because of the corrupt government, but look at his criminal history."
Is this the government? Is that the issue, or is it
No?
It's the corrupt government. What? It's all pretty corrupt. We're nothing to be proud nor
You alright there, Exposer?
Yeah, man. Do you hear me?
Well, yeah. You
went silent a good 2 minutes.
Sorry, no. I had to replug a couple of things real quick.
You're
I was
good.
out
You're
for
good.
a few minutes. Just one thing I wanted to say real quick is that the story of those guys is very similar. Huh? They're always very dumb, very lazy, and they corner themselves in those BS right there. All those things that they could avoid, and then they end up like radicalizing themselves to the point where they're all tyrants and whatever. It's so easily avoidable, man. And that drives me nuts. That drives me completely nuts.
Well, it's a shame that Josh never took you up on your invitation to come on and talk.
Yeah.
That would have been a fascinating conversation.
I know. I want to talk to him. I don't know why you just don't, whatever. Josh, you're still welcome. Okay. Now, I don't like you as much as before, but I'm still going to be cool with you, man. Show up.
Fees. And back on June 9th, 2021, I got those reversed. I apologize, folks. He drove while his license was expired. He ended up pleading a nola contendiere. And 2 years later, on August 15th, 2013, he actually pled to that case and was given 6 days in jail for time served. With there's going to be a couple of cases up above here that he was sentenced for 3 cases, and it was all at the same time, and he got the same sentence of the 6 days in jail. But so on, July 4th, 2021, he picks a charge up of driving while his license was expired. That's going to be out of Highland Township in Michigan. As he's going through the court process, he ended up with a contempt of court charge on September 14th, 2021. Also out of Highland Township. Count 1, the driving without his license or with his license being expired, was dismissed. He was found guilty on count 2. He was given 2 days in jail, which would be for time served. He got a $720 fine and fees, which he has not paid to this date, 4 years later. And he's going to have a show cause hearing for collections of the fine, and that's set for May 1st, 2025. So keep your ears open. He's got an open case coming up here very shortly.
All of this is avoidable. All of it. Pay your bill. Just do your thing. That's it. It's so I really don't get it. And then the government is corrupted. I know the government is not, the most greatest thing ever. But I mean, come on, man. You put yourself there. His story is so stupid. There's no crime in there. It's just him being stupid over and over and over.
Well,
I
I
don't
think
like him
here's
anymore.
the deeper issue is this: the attitude.
And
they don't think they have to follow the law. They don't think they have to follow the rules. They don't think they have to do anything that they don't want to, but everybody else does. It comes down to it. They want all the benefits of being an American, but none of the responsibilities and obligations. That's at the end of the day. That's what's going on.
I'm gonna have to mention that because it's kind of historic for this channel, and Sadie has been my biggest supporter the last few weeks. She's so involved, and I'm so grateful. She sent me those great comments, like she really watched the video, and come up with like comments about details and stuff. And I'm like, what? I'm overwhelmed, and this donation goes beyond anything I was even expecting when I started this channel. This is special. Sadie, you're something else. You're amazing.
Hey Sadie, I dropped my channel. Come to my channel, please. We need people like you on my side, please.
Whoops,
Frauditor Mania. I think we're gonna lose you. I think you have to go right now, right? I think you have to. You said you were going, right? I mean, no, seriously, Sadie. Thanks a million. This is crazy. You are. We never realize sometimes the impact we have on people, and it's just it's just so cool.
Listen,
I've said it many times.
It's not about the number of good subscribers you have. It's about quality ones. You got a good one there, my friend.
Exactly. And I'm lucky on I think you are too on at that level. I'm very, very, very lucky. I'm very grateful. Like people are like they follow, they comment, they participate, and I'm very humbling by this whole experience. Thanks a lot, Sadie. You're amazing. All right, let's restart that. That video is horrible. By the way, I'm so
sorry. If I may, just briefly.
Because
go for it.
I find it amazing when people have charges and they have fines, but they don't go to court and they just allow them to sit there. A lot of times, if you go to court, you can get those charges reduced. So many times do people
or dismissed.
Or dismissed. Typically, it is when people show up to court, because a lot of time with stuff like this, as you've seen, they've dismissed a lot of charges. Why? Because he went to court. Then he got arrogant and said, I don't need to go to court. And now they're starting to stick when he has to go to jail, when he has to actually pay fines. People not showing up to court over traffic infractions makes no sense to me. It's not like you're going to get arrested. It's like if they charge you because you have repeatedly offended, maybe, but they're not going to arrest you if you can show up to court for your own hearing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
And we're going to finish off his vehicle and traffic charges here on July 8th, 2021. He picks up 2 charges, one for no insurance at a White Lake and another for driving while his license is expired. Default judgment on the no insurance. He was given a $175 fine and fees, which has turned into $306 with late fees added and fees to reinstate his license. The driving while his license was expired, he pled nola contendere, and this is part of that plea deal where he ended up with 6 days in jail for everything that went on. And that was on August 15th, 2023. He was sentenced to that. Now, on March 17th, 2022, he's charged again for driving while license suspended or revoked out of White Lake. On April 12th, 2023, a warrant went out for failure to appear. On August 11th, 2023, Josh was arrested. The warrant was recalled and a $5,000 bond was set that day. Well, 4 days later, on August 15th, 2023, pled nola contendere to that charge also, and was sentenced to the same 6 days time served along with the other 2 crimes. Now we're going to jump ahead to some criminal charges. And just after Joshy Boy got out of the Marines, or got kicked out of the Marines, I should say, on July 7th, 1998, in Oakland, Michigan, he's charged with embezzlement over $100, which is a felony, Due to the court that it was heard in, he was bound over to go to circuit court. And as you see, 2 months later, on September 17th, 1998, he pled, he got the embezzlement charge.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Can we address Jay's comment? I think that's a very interesting take. David, I'd love to hear you have a crack at this one.
Well, I'm not seeing the comment. Hold on a second. Which is it on? Exposé or channel or yours?
Oh no! Oh, you're on mine, aren't you? I'm sorry because I'm in StreamYard. Jay says
I'm on both.
Yeah, I'll read it. What these people are calling a government is a misnomer for their corporation. All laws created after February 21st, 1871, when the United States was incorporated, are corporate statutes, not true law.
Oh, that is such a total crock. I mean, no, sorry, wrong.
I just want to hear your take on that. Before I say something.
Well,
what are
that's
your
the
thoughts?
basis of the entire sovereign citizen movement right there, is this whole idea that somehow the United States, and that's why they think they have all these secret accounts because we got bought out or something. It's absolute, total nonsense. What's the significance of that date? Does anybody know?
Of 1871? I've seen people are telling me to Google 1871. I'm just not.
Well, what was going on in the United States in 1871? Reconstruction, right?
Yeah. Visionary leaders, resilient innovators, steadfast supporters in technology, all that.
And they were also readmitting states into the Union on the, if they got rid of their slaves and so on. And for some reason, they've latched onto that, at least in part, as that means the United States doesn't exist anymore because reasons. And they don't ever tell you why exactly.
Well, it looks like the purpose was to protect minorities from being oppressed from discrimination.
So that's part of what's going on.
Wait. Okay. Go ahead. I'm not talking anymore.
Well, actually, the legal reason. Oh boy, I have to remember this. 1871, the Congress passed the District of Columbia Organic Act. I think is what it was called. And it basically it created the District of Columbia as a municipal corporation. It was basically a municipal government, so it's independent of any state. And that's what they point to, is that somehow because the District of Columbia became an independent local body, that means the entire United States became a corporation, which is the biggest, stupidest, dumbest argument I have ever heard in my life. It has nothing to do with anything. Then, of course, the Ku Klux Klan Act, I think, was also in 1871. And that aimed to protect civil rights, especially in the South where state governments didn't. The Klan was big back then. That's where the rise of the Klan began. So, and then there were a couple of treaties that we signed with the UK and some other people. And they throw all that together in this big mishmash, throw it against the wall and hope it sticks. But it's a bunch of nonsense.
All right, I don't have anything to put in. I don't know enough to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. So the town becomes a town through incorporation. It's a business. So I guess that's the whole narrative where I'm not subject to your laws because I'm not in contract with your, what's the term that they use? They say we don't have a contract. Having a contract corporation or a business is having an agreement with the business or
then get off our road. Stop taking our welfare. Stop benefiting from it. Go live in the woods and live in a tent.
Get rid of those $350 a month food stamps you receive. Gladly.
Give up all of the assistance you're getting. If you really believe that.
You don't go to the Social Security office after you get your benefits and protest. I will not accept these. I do not have a contract with your laws.
But that gets back to what I was talking about earlier. They want all the benefits and none of the responsibilities and obligations.
By the way, this is something we were hearing a lot more a few years ago. I don't have a contract with a city or stuff like that. We don't have a contract together, but we don't hear that anymore.
I've had people use that
as a defense when they get violations for their taxes or
sovereign. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, here's the thing. I don't even think the clients that we get are sovereigns per se. I think that these are people that just generally are just misguided and assume that they have rights that don't exist, or the rights or restrictions, I guess you could say, that they have don't apply to them for whatever reason. But we've gotten a few of those that say, "Oh, I don't have a contract with the city," and it's like, you don't need a contract. You reside here. You have utilities here. You receive.
And actually, they have a contract as soon as their front tire touches a public road for the first time off their driveway. They have an implied contract with the state to follow all the rules and regulations of that road because they don't own it. The state does. They have accepted and implied. It's like when you get software. Remember the old days when you got software and you had to agree to do that agreement before you could use it? Same thing. It's an implied contract, and if you use the road, then you have to abide by all the rules of that road. Period. Doesn't matter if you're in commerce or not. Doesn't matter if you're whatever. You just have to. I mean, you don't have a choice in there. You don't want to do it, stay off our roads and don't drive on it.
Can you guys see the comment in the screen right now about from Zip Dunk Beetle? Great. What do you think about that in Australia, if you don't vote, you'll get fined or arrested? That's insane.
Yeah, Australia's got, and it's not the only country. There are some other countries.
Hold on. So you know what I would say? People here in the U.S., they want to stick their cameras out and cry conspiracy, cry corruption, cry.
Oh my God!
We're forced to live in a certain society. But in other countries, it's so much worse.
Oh, they have no idea.
If you they talk about, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. I was just gonna say they have no perspective because they never, they never traveled, never get out. They have no idea what's going on in the rest of this beautiful universe.
They're
ignorant. There are actually 21 countries besides Australia that have mandatory voting laws. Argentina, Belgium, Bolivia, Brazil,
that is
Costa Rica,
nuts,
the
man.
Dominican
That's
Republic, Ecuador.
So what
Honduras,
what about
in the Americas?
Wow.
Mexico, another one.
What about political or religious organizations that don't vote? So what happens to them?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
are incarcerated.
I didn't want to go too deep in
individuals have to vote.
I don't want to go too deep in politics, guys. I don't want to go too deep in politics because it's never going to end. I just wanted to point it out. This is
I
crazy.
won't go into politics. What my point is, I'll get to the point. My point is,
yeah.
In other countries, that's an issue. People could be incarcerated or face major repercussions. But here in the U.S., that's not an issue. My point is, these guys want to go out and film a bank and say, we're fighting because this is the most corrupt country in the nation. And it's like, dude, you have it easy. You know what I mean?
So easy.
That's my point. That's all I'm trying to say.
This is something I mention a lot. You have so much freedom that you have nothing else to do than wasting it. When you have too much of something, you just leave some behind. You know what I mean? And United States have so many, and it's not perfect. Oh my God, it's not perfect. But it has so many individual rights that you don't even see them. There's too many. You know what I mean? And you waste them, and they waste them. A guy like Jada Bought just stop, man. Go home, like it's insane. Anyway, I just wanted to point the thing, man. I think it's crazy, and I would have a serious problem as a citizen to be fined or arrested because I don't vote if I choose to. Like, oh my God. Anyway.
But like in Australia,
how easy we have it here. That's my point.
Totally. 1 million. Oh yeah.
In Australia,
sorry,
it's
go,
like
David.
a $20 fine or something. It's no big deal. Most of them is just a small fine. But there are 22 countries in the world that have mandatory voting. About half of them are here in the Americas, including Mexico.
Really? Mexico?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Wow. Well,
okay.
and Dung Beetle says it perfectly. The U.S. system is great, and fraudsters just don't know how good they have.
Exactly. You should take those morons and send them in 3 weeks. Camp somewhere in the country where there's actually restriction and actually rules that you cannot just pass over and yell they would be very surprised, man. You cannot do that in many countries. There's a lot of country, 5 minutes of this and that's it. You're done. And they don't know.
Oh, it wouldn't even be 5 minutes in a lot of countries.
What do you mean? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, they would if they pulled some of the stuff that they pull in some countries. They'd be on the ground bleeding in 30 seconds.
Oh, real quick in many countries in Europe and yeah. No, they were not. They would give you 1 minute, and that's it. And whatever, this is why we make those videos, because we see the absurdity of the whole thing, and how this is just a funny prank and whatever. And at one point you wonder how much of them actually see it too. So I'm just sometimes that's where I'm curious. Yeah. Are we diving back in the video a little bit? Another 5-10 minutes. Will, are you okay?
Do you mind if we call it quits here?
We can go another 5 minutes. With 5 minutes. We can go another 5 minutes.
A little 5. Just dive back in Josh. A little 5. We're gonna say goodbye. I'm also have to move. So
a felony out of Oakland, and he was found guilty and given 1 year probation and $150 in court fees. Now we're going to move ahead 8 years, and on April 20th, 2006, he's charged with 2 counts of possession of dangerous drugs, which were misdemeanors out of White Lake, Michigan. Nothing further on that case. It's almost like they forgot about it and forgot to have him come back into court. And we're going to go ahead another 7 years, and on March 13th, 2013, he's charged with retail fraud, a misdemeanor. He pled guilty to obstructing an officer, which was also a misdemeanor charge. That was out of Waterford, Michigan. He ended up getting 3 years probation and $570 in fine and fees. Now, on April 29th, 2013, he really stepped his game up. He got charged with robbery, a felony out of Oakland, Michigan. He ended up pleading nola contendere to...
Josh is not a fan around. Huh? Look at that.
A reduced charge of retail fraud, 2nd degree, which was a misdemeanor. He was given 2 years probation, 24 months, 10 days of community service, and a $2,265 fine and fees. Got a major one on that charge. And then we're going to go ahead to 9/23/2013, a domestic violence charge in Waterford, Michigan.
Domestic violence.
So he apparently he paid these fines. I mean, that's
Did he?
Well, because usually he says not paid if he didn't pay the fines. That's a good from April of 2013 to September. Jeez, that's good. $4,000 in fine. Oh, he still owes. Oh, so you know what that means? He still owes 130. He finally went to court and he's been paying like $20 a month for it or something dumb like that.
Yeah. At one point, you have to take some kind of those arrangement and everything.
But he spent 93 days in jail, $1,700 in fine, and he's still paying it off. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, no.
Really? Yeah, I don't know what happened in 2013, Josh, but man,
that was a bad year for Josh.
Yeah, tough spring, bro. Like Jesus Christ,
it has to only be getting worse if we're only 13 minutes into a 37-minute long video.
Oh my God, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think we're gonna. You want to keep going with this next week?
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great. Yeah. We had a lot of distractions this week.
But it's okay. I mean, that's the point. Yeah, that's the point. We chit chat. It's fun, and we talk about a bunch of stuff. And we're gonna keep doing it next week, and we're gonna chat about a bunch of other stuff, and we're gonna keep diving in this video. It's very interesting, and it really paints a portrait. Like Josh is. It's exactly what I was thinking of him. Like he was stupid, and then he radicalized, and then he's in shit, and he's in shit for a long amount of time. So I really want to talk with him. I'm gonna. We need to talk with him.
Do you have contact info for him? I want to have him on, and not to make fun of him. I just want to hear him talk.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would love to talk to him. I really would. I would love to find out what makes him tick.
Yeah. I know. Let's all check on our side. Let's check, and I'm gonna check too. Maybe whatever. Let's try to communicate somebody that we know is a friend of that we can have. I don't know. What I'm saying is, let's just check if we can spend 5 minutes this week. Try to find a way to communicate with the dude. I really want to talk with him. It would be a good show, and it would be fun. All right. So we're just gonna say goodbye. Will, you're gonna go enjoy your donations.
My donate. My wife is. That's yes.
No. I mean, like so. It was not on your side. Sorry, I missed. I think I just
That's
missed
you.
something.
That's for you, my friend. You
Man, okay.
you had a good live stream tonight, not me.
Sorry, that's what I'm checking because that's the thing is on the. Okay. Because I saw, right after I saw that, I just subscribed to you and you were like, oh, thank you and everything. And I don't always see that little logo that sits with.
My friend, you made $100 tonight. I made.
Man, I was glad for you. Okay, like wait, don't worry. I'm gonna give you your cut, man. Send me a
I'm
bill.
gonna get cut. Sure.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I enjoy it. Listen. My reward for this is the fact that I get to have a channel and still have a beautiful wife. So I get the best of both worlds.
Oh, look at you, man. You're a poet. You're such a good guy, man.
Did you listen to that? Hold on. I think I have it. Did you hear that? Oh, she didn't listen to it. Never mind. I gotta say it again. Never mind.
It's recorded forever. It's on
It's
internet,
recorded.
man.
Good.
It's for the ages.
It's recorded.
It's for the ages, bro. It's for the ages. Yes, City. Sorry, City. I just misread something, but thank you. I was grateful, even if I didn't even realize it was mine. I was already grateful. So thank you. Thanks a lot, guys.
Now, Sadie, you're happy to come on my channels that you're subscribed to.
City, you're amazing. City, you are so amazing. But
awesome.
stay on this side, please. Guys, we talk next week. Let's try to find Josh and have a good week, guys.
Okay,
if I
see you later. Take care, guys.
Briefly, guys, if Josh puts a video, comment under his videos, like contact 1A Exposé.
I did.
Contact Frauditor Mania.
I did.
Help us out. Like
I do it a lot. I do it a lot actually. Yeah, if people comment and it's exactly. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Help us out, guys. You guys obviously like our show because you've shown up for the last 4 or 5 months now. Like, help us out. Yeah, let's get Josh on the show. Totally.
Although, guys, if we do have him on, we're going to need to be careful about. Let's be sure we treat him with respect and don't just.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're not gonna be like some bigger channels. I won't say their names. Just call them names. We're not gonna call them names.
That's what I was thinking about.
I want to just have a natural. I know, David. I know you, David. It's like let's just have a conversation. We don't have to insult people for a different lifestyle. Let's hear what they have to say and let's try and reason with them because ultimately they will prove that they're idiots. That's simple.
Yeah, exactly. You let them do themselves. You work in justice. I can tell you have this lawyer type of thinking. Let the guy expose himself. Don't do anything. Just let him go. Right. let him do it.
Because people are quicker to believe someone else saying that they're an idiot versus someone else. So
yeah.
All right, bye guys. Love you guys.
Bye everybody.
All right.
Thanks everybody. Thanks everybody in the chat. City again. You're amazing, David. See you next week.
Okay. Take care.
Take care.
All right. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.